Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Everybody enjoy the break? Yeah? What did you eat? Fruit and water. Neil? No, I had biscuits. And I had chocolate. And I had chai. Change is not just extrinsic, it's intrinsic as well, huh? Okay? You want different results? You got to change something. So, part 2 of today's talk is about implementation and about finding your purpose. So we talked about alignment towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We talked about routine, cultivating habits, trying to get a routine that aligns with the principles of Islam, trying to make changes in your life. And the question that I always get asked, and I wish, inshallah, I had at least €1 for every single time people ask me this. That's how. Because I could retire, man. Because it's all good to know all this stuff, that I need to do something. The question is always how. Because you're going to go out of here, and I'll be honest with you, I could motivate you till the next week, to the next year. I could keep you motivated. But am I in your life 24/7? What happens in life, my dear sisters and brothers, is motivation is like this, and then it's like this. And then it's like this, and then it's like this. Yeah? True? Who has days when they just feel like, we call them duvet days. You sit on the sofa, you can't be bothered to do anything. You all have them. Everyone has them. I have them. Believe you me, there's times when I just don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. And I wake up every day at 5 a.m. And people laugh at me for waking up at 5 because I have friends in the 3 a.m. club. They say I wake up too late. But we're not here to talk about me. But I sometimes feel demotivated. Sometimes I feel like, it's like quicksand. You're trying to do something and it takes a long, long process. Who in here has done any physical exercise? Maybe in the gym. Maybe try to gain some tone, definition, muscle. A little bit. Show us your guns. Does it happen overnight? You know when you first go to the gym and you work out and you feel like your body's aching and you go there, you go back home and you're like, the body feels pumped, man. You got the blood flowing and you feel good. And you go in the mirror, you go, oh dear. The body doesn't feel like what the eyes are seeing. But what happens over a course of time is every time you lift that weight, every time you push, every time you resist, every time you challenge yourself, every time you push beyond your limitations, you grow. That muscle grows. Now, we're 3 parts. How many? 3 parts. What are we? I just talked about body. Because you all had fruit, didn't you? Who's eating noodles? Body. What else? Mind. Spirit. Soul. Yeah. 3 areas. And they can all work in the same way as the body. The mind is not a muscle, but it's also an area that we neglect. We totally neglect it. It's easier to use ChatGPT than to write your final dissertation for university. Who uses ChatGPT? Yeah, come on, everybody uses it. I use it. Who can be bothered to write captions for Instagram and all of that? ChatGPT. Well, I'm saying we're going into a realm now where AI is taking over. And it's so important right now that we learn areas to keep this sharp. 100% sharp. Focused. This muscle needs training as well. Anybody read books? Yeah? Physical books, not on the Kindle, the iPhone. My man. Like there's something that connects when you actually pick up a hard copy or a paperback book, because we connect kinesthetically. Do you understand what kinesthetic is? The feel, the touch of paper in your hands, the smell. How many senses has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given you in this dunya? 5. How many Panjatan? Muhammad? Ali? Hassan? Hussein? Fatima. You get the connection? 5 senses. When you hold something in your hand, when you smell something with your nose, when you taste something, when you feel something, you are enticing all 5 areas of your sensory disposition. Something is pushing in your brain. I don't want to go too deep into psychology of the brain, but this is all to do with your neuroplasticity, right, of the brain. What happens within the body, this releases serotonin, dopamine, and then it helps to reduce your cortisol. Where's the doctors? True, right? Doctor! Reduce the cortisol. Fight or flight. When your cortisol's free, you know when you feel that road rage, just want to get out of the car and go and boom, knock the guy in the mouth. We all feel like that. Don't lie, we do. He just cut you up. Bang! You're like, ugh. Cortisol level. Red mist. It's the cortisol that goes high in you. Okay? The way to combat that, the way to pull that back down again, is to open up your senses. Have self-awareness of where you are at that point in that position, and breathe. Reduce your cortisol. Shall we ask a question? I know the answer to this. How many of you pray a 4 rakat salah, you get to the 3rd rakat, you can't remember whether you're on the 3rd or the 4th? Everybody, come on. No? It always happens, man. Because we get distracted, right? We think about, we've got to cook dinner, we've got to do the washing, I've got to go pick the kids up, We're not grounded, we're not present. Who would like to elevate their salah? Yeah? Can I permission to teach you a technique? Yeah? Sisters and brothers, this is called the 4-4-4 rule. How many? 4? 4-4. 4-4. Are you willing to do this with me? Yeah? Everybody willing to do it? I need a unanimous yes, Neil. Yes. Lovely. You are still awake. Ali, you there? Okay, 4-4-4 rule. What I need you to do, and you do this before you pray, okay? You do it 3 times. The first 4 is to inhale, okay? So I am standing, I am grounded, I feel the carpet below my feet, I am here, I am present, and I breathe in through the nose to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I hold to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I exhale from the mouth for the count of 4. Try and breathe out with pierced lips, tight lips if you can. Force the air out of you. Do this 3 times. This is an instant reset for the body. It reduces your cortisol levels. You remain grounded. You're in the moment. You're more present. You're more centric. You're more balanced. You're more focused. Okay? You're there. See, we need solid strategies if we really want to elevate. We need to do something different, right? We said it in the first session. So the 4-4-4 rule has to be the easiest one. I didn't learn this in Islam. I learned this with a little monk. He was about this big on a mountain in China at the Shaolin Temple. And he used to sit there like this and breathe. Someone came to me just now and he said to me, was talking to me about some of the things that we, in our religion and blah, blah, blah. And I told him, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi says, an hour's worth of contemplation is equal to 70 years worth of ibadah. 70 years. If I get 70 years, man, I'll be very happy. And I asked the brother or sister, not going to give away who it was, when was the last time you stopped for 1 hour and contemplated? And I ask you the same question. When was the last time you stopped for even 5 minutes and just stay still? Anyone? My guy did. But if an hour's worth of contemplation could be worth up to 70 years worth of ibadah, we know the hadith. We pray 5 times a day. Should we not be doing that? Who wants strategy number 2 to elevate their salah? Yeah? This one's very simple. You can probably guess what it is. Take time. Okay? I've given you the 4-4-4 rule. Yeah? Don't rush your salah. Take time with it. Not just the actions, but sit and reflect and contemplate. Just sit. Talk to God. When I reverted, couldn't speak Arabic, you know the qunut that you do? Rabbana atina fi dunya, whatever it is you say. You know that you can, as long as the first bit, the salawat maybe is in Arabic, you can speak in your own language. You know, at the end of your salah, and you do the tasbih of Atmat al-Sahra, which is highly important, by the way, and you sit on that masala, and you recite maybe a dua, you can talk to God in your own language. You can think, and you can communicate with Him. So strategy number 2 is just to take a little bit of time. Now, believe you me, even if you took 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, is that not better than what you're doing right now? Change does not happen overnight. Change happens when you make a decision and you make a choice. It's all about purpose. It's all about whether you want to do it or not. You're sitting here right now. You'll walk out of here. You might come tomorrow. I pray that you do, because it's 5 hours. Imagine having me 5 hours on stage in front of you. Maybe you won't come now. My poor wife. How does she cope? If you want purpose, you want to make changes, make the changes small. Connect towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Find your purpose. Find what you need to do. Now, sisters and brothers, how's the Google translation? This one was a bit dodgy. Any good? Ali, how's this? No way. Seriously? Well done, Google. The daily alignment. What do you think the first I is when we talk about the daily alignment? We're in strategy work now. What's the first thing that you got to do before you do anything? Intention. Let's give him a salawat. Ala Muhammad. Intention, right? You have to have the right intention to be able to progress. Because if you don't have the right intention, what's going to happen? It's the niyyah, right? Now, I've had some really deep discussions. Alhamdulillah. I've been blessed to meet some really high scholars. You know, Ayatollah, grand Ayatollahs. Honestly, it's been such a blessing. I don't know why they're so interested in my bald head, but there we go. And we've discussed whether niyyah, intention, links with mindset. Because my speciality is mindset, right? And the conclusion is they're very similar. Have you heard of manifestation? Yeah? You manifest something, then it can come into reality. Now, this is called the law of attraction. You heard of this? So if I said to you right now, maybe you played this game when you were younger, because I know my 14-year-old daughter used to, yellow car. You're driving along in the car, and you're young, and you go, yellow car. Maybe you've got children, and they go, yellow car, yellow car, yellow car. And you see so many yellow cars. Brothers, I'm just going to talk to the sisters. Sisters, you know when you see that dress, that one dress, and you see that dress in the shop, or you're scrolling on those sites, you're like, that's the dress I want. And you walk out the door and you see that dress everywhere. But you never saw it before. I'll talk to the brothers now. Brothers, you know when you see that whip, that ride, that car, and it's so good, and you're like, I want that car, man, it's so banging. Yeah? You see it online. As soon as you walk out the door, you see that car everywhere. Everyone's driving that car. You know that feeling? Okay, cool. I've talked to Dress to Your. This is called the reticular action system of the mind, the RAS. The RAS. This is the yellow car theory. Okay? Something in our brain, if we look at it, if we manifest it, it becomes our reality. This is the mindset. This is the niyyah. This is the intention. Non-Muslims call it the secret. You heard of the book, The Secret? It's sold millions of copies around the world because everybody's searching for something, but they don't know what we have. We need to go and show them what we have. So the first I is your intention. You can manifest it. It can come into your life. If you have intention to do it, you have purpose to do it, you can drive towards it. So you can go and get that dress. Okay. Just take the credit card from them. You can go and get the car. Don't take their money. Alhamdulillah. So we start with intention and then we move on to the second eye. Anybody wants to have a guess what the second eye is? I refer to my document. Any guesses? Inspiration. Close. Initiative. Lovely. Where's my glasses? Sheikh. Any guesses, Sheikh? Implementation. Very close. Okay, I'll give it to you. We haven't got enough time. Impact. Impact. So implementation, very, very close. The impact. So we make the intention of what we're going to do. We need to make an impact towards it. So we talked in the first session about Layl Tazui. The journey of the 1,000 miles starts with a single step. What's the impact part in that one? The step. The movement. Do you remember the opening thing that I said to you right at the beginning? Emotion has motion. That's movement, right? That's impact. Have I impacted you today? Yes. Thank God for that. Impact. So you've made your intention. You want to buy that dress. You want to get that car. You found your purpose. You know what you want to do. You know what you want to achieve. You work towards it. You want to get to that level where you're seeing all the leaves fall. You're feeling that breeze. You're elevating yourself in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're giving more charity. You're helping the homeless. You're feeding the orphans. You're doing whatever it is. That's your intention. You then got to have an impact. You've got to do something towards it. True? Otherwise, what's an intention? Who said nothing? Don't be shy. It's nothing. Nothing. It's like dust in the wind. The dust intended to be a brick that built walls and empires and skyscrapers, but it was just dust. It was just sand. It was just a thought. Now be honest with yourself. Honest as you can possibly be. How many times have you made an intention to do something, a near, you wanted to do something, and it just faded away? And another year passed, and another birthday happened, and another Ramadan came. Ramadan's like the one, right? You go 30 days and you're like, yeah, I'm going to recite Quran every day after this. I did really well, man. SubhanAllah, I recite Quran every day, and every day I'm going to recite Quran, man. Shawwal comes, Eid comes. 2nd of Shawwal. 3rd of Shawwal. Ugh. Why did I eat so much? Put the Quran back on top of the shelf. Till next Ramadan. True. It's true, right? No? You have best intentions sometimes in your life, but you don't make the impact because you don't put the action towards it. That's the key ingredient, sisters and brothers. The key ingredient is the action. We talked about motivation being up here some days and down here other days. Up and down like a yo-yo. Do you want to know what's consistent? The thing that is on this linear line, all the way, straight, that gets you to your goals? Allah is pushing you along this path. But what's this line called? Discipline. Consistency. The key to unlocking the person that you want to be is consistency. You've heard this line. It's very famous. That's discipline. When I said I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, you all went, oh my gosh, how does he do it? Muslim just came and picked me up. He said, did you nap? You woke up at 4 in the morning? I said, no, I just had a cold shower. So, I don't bathe in hot water. Human beings are not supposed to be exposed to hot water. I push myself into uncomfortable positions every single day because there's growth in uncomfortable positions, right? Into uncomfortable situations. Have you heard of, he's Dutch, isn't he? Wim Hof? Wim Hof, you heard of him? They call him the Iceman. He's Dutch, no? Iceman. Research him if you haven't. Like let me tell you a story about him. He bathes in ice, right? Yeah. He climbed Everest just in a t-shirt and shorts. Climbed Everest. They took an experiment on him. They injected him with E. coli. You know what E. coli is? Yeah, bacteria, right? And they went away and they tested him. He had no traces of it. His body had fought it away. Gone. And they were like, this baffled. It's because you do all this work and you're supernatural and you're just different. He's like, no, I'm not different to you. I'm exactly the same as you. I just do different things so I get different results. Give me 10 people. So he took 10 people with him for 2 weeks. How many times? 2 weeks. Up and they did exactly what he does for 2 weeks. They ate what he ate. They bathed in ice water. They lived the lifestyle of him. They came back. 14 days later, they injected those 10 people with E. coli. What do you think happened? None of them had traces of it when they tested. 14 days of change. Consistently changing. Doing something different to get a different result. This is Wim Hof. This is not Rasulullah. This is not Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is not Imam al-Hassan, Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. This is Wim Hof. I think he lives in Holland. Does anybody know where he lives? ChatGPT. I'll pay him a visit. Legendary guy. So, he has impact, right? That's his purpose. That's what he wants to do. He impacts towards it. He discipline. Consistency opens the door. Anyone want to guess what the third I is? Implementation. Huh? Initiative. Yeah. Innovation. We can have all of those. There is no third eye. I just wanted to know what you guys thought it was. The third eye is whatever you think it is. But basically, the third eye is I. Yeah. Anyone heard this line? There is no I in team. But there is a me. You can spell me. I is I, me. The third I is me. I have to take control. I have to stop allowing the other people to distract me. I have to put that phone down. I have to get up and do something. I have to make the change. I have to put that hard work in. I have to turn the shower from hot to cold. I have to set the alarm at 5 a.m. and put the alarm clock in the other room so I don't turn it off and press snooze to allow them to win. I have to climb that mountain. I have to do that extra rep. I. So make all the intentions that you want to in the world, but with no I, there will be no will. And with no will, there'll be no results. That's the harsh reality of life. Stay where you are or move to where you want to be. No one else can do it but you. Every single day you wake up is you versus you. Not you versus him. Remember when we were doing the breathing and I said, don't worry about the other person next to you? Because we worry about other people too much, right? True? What other people think about us. What do you think that other person's doing? Worrying about what other people are thinking about them. And that other person's doing the same thing. And the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. They don't care what you are doing. They only care about what they're doing. So don't worry about what other people think. On the day of Qiyamah, the day of judgment, you'll stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, I created you with purpose and passion to go and do this thing. I gave you this skill. You have this skill. Whatever it is, this purpose. Did you get there? That's the answer, right? We chase the money. We chase the success, we chase the likes, we chase the status. But ultimately, sisters and brothers, the shirt on your back is not even going to go with you. True? Has anyone ever gone to a funeral, buried a dead body? I buried my father, the one that beat me and abused me. I still did ghusl for him and I still buried him. So I know you just go in a cloth, right? There's nothing there. Let me tell you a funny story. This very rich, greedy husband. It's a funny story, by the way. Sisters, let me tell the sisters. Very rich, greedy husband left in his will to his wife that he abused every single day of their 50-year marriage. Said, bury me with my money. Put it in my grave. Bury me with everything. But you ladies are smart, right? Do you know what she did? She wrote him a check. Go and bank it. See you later. Smart, right? Can't take it with you. Who's heard of Alexander the Great? Yeah? Anybody know anything about his funeral procession? When he was buried? Like, let's put aside some of the treachery and stuff that he did, but his burial is a great example for us. So he was really sick on his deathbed, really sick. So he took all of his wealth and got the best physicians, the best doctors in the whole of the world, let's say, to come and tend to him. He got the most lavish palace, the best clothes, the best food, everything. He had the biggest amount of wealth. But nothing could save him. He still died. His final wish was, all of my wealth I want laid out from where my coffin will be carried all the way to where I'll be buried. So you can imagine the whole street is lined with his wealth. I want the physicians to carry my coffin high in the sky. The physicians. And I want my 2 arms to be laid out the coffin. And they were like, Alexander, why? I want to show the world that all the money, all the wealth, Everything that you have, you cannot take it with you. You can have the best physicians, the best doctors in the world, they cannot save you. And I'm going to my grave empty-handed. Good lesson, right? So we need to think about that. It's a lesson for us. What we're chasing in this dunya, I've lost the flicker. Oh, it's in one of these pockets. What we're chasing in this dunya, we're not going to take with us. Now, we've talked about this. I've gone off track. I always go off track. It's pointless having slides. Mohsin, have your thing back. How long have I got? I can go on for hours, man. 15 minutes.
That would be like 45.
Okay, cool. He's giving me 15 minutes. You're going to stay with me for 15 minutes? Okay, cool. So how are we going to make these changes and implement these changes in our lives? What are we going to do from today? What things can we take forward? Now, you've been gone very quiet now. I will need your help. Intention. What will your intention be? What's one thing that you're going to change about your life? Shout it out. Your prayers. Excellent. What are you going to change about your prayers?
Try to implement the 4-4-4.
4-4-4? Stay grounded? Fantastic. Well done. What's one thing you're going to change? One thing that you want to do? One thing that you've always wanted to do in your life? Yes. 1 second. I'm just going to go to the sister. Sorry. Jana's at the bottom of her feet. Yes, sister.
Be more consistent in time.
More consistent in time.
Time that we plan for.
Excellent. So you're going to pull back a bit of time that you're maybe wasting?
Exactly.
Fantastic. And how are you going to do that?
Make a better schedule.
Better schedule, self-awareness, a bit of time blocking. Priorities. Before you go to bed at night, plan your day ahead. Okay? Think about 3 non-negotiables. Prayer, one of them. 2 other things that you will not, they're priorities. They have to be done. And don't make one of those social media or Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever it is you watch. Well done. Where's the brother? I'm coming back to you. Where's the brother? Yes, sir.
Sleep early.
Sleep early. What time do you sleep?
Between 12 and 2.
12 and 2. How long do you sleep for?
Sometimes 5 hours, sometimes 4.
4. And how do you feel in the morning?
Very tired.
Zombie.
Zombie.
Do you work?
I work.
How productive are you?
Quite productive.
Drink a lot of coffee?
No, I don't like coffee.
What do you drink? Tea?
Tea.
Caffeine, yeah? So that stays in your system for about 8 hours. 1 cup of caffeine for 8 hours. Do you think that replaces sleep?
No, of course not.
Okay. So sleep early. What time are you going to sleep?
I try to sleep at 11 next.
Excellent. Try.
I try.
Excellent. So if you sleep at 12 earliest, start at 11:45. Okay? And then the next day, go to 11:40. And then the next day, go to 11:35. And then the next day, go to 11:30. Until you get to that ultimate. Break the pattern, break the cycle, break the habit, and all of a sudden, bada boom, you'll be in a rhythm. Okay? Your non-negotiables. You're welcome. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Mohsin, I'll come to you. Concentration. Oof. What are you trying to concentrate on? The moment. Be in the moment. Okay. How are you going to do this? From what you've learned today. What do you think about when you lose concentration? What do you think about? You're losing concentration. What kind of things come into your mind?
You know, my English is not so good, so I'm going to answer in Netherlands.
That's okay. We've got plenty of people that can translate. Mohsin, come in.
So, you asked me, you your question?
Yeah, so what do you think about? You know, when you lose concentration, what comes into your mind?
Everything.
Everything.
De verantwoordelijkheden gewoon. Ja.
Responsibilities. Okay. And what are you trying to concentrate on and focus on?
De moment, en dat verlies ik zo. Een paar seconden verlies ik. Ben ik weer verder in toekomst, verleden.
Wasting time. Okay. You want to wake up? You want to shake up? Want to shake up about time? Everybody do online banking? I'm going to transfer 5,000 euros into your account right now. No, 5 million into your bank account right now. Everybody good with that? Want 5 million? You want more? Woo-wee. You've seen that different dress, huh?
I think we're all worried about the blue letter, so the belasting will come after us. So please don't transfer until
Doesn't know
I've got to tell you the catch, right? The catch is, with that money, I want you to go somewhere in this world and go and buy me 30 minutes. Just buy me 30 minutes. You got 5 million euro. Go and buy me 30 minutes. Where are you going to go?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Now check your screen time. Just have a look. Look at your screen time. Don't be scared. It's fine. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to shame anybody. Just look at your screen time. There's your half an hour. You can't go and buy that anywhere. Time is the most valuable thing. There's a study by Harvard University. It's a phenomenal study. They've gone round to people old in age that are dying in hospital, and they've asked them, what's the biggest regret? The biggest regret that you have in your life? What do you think it is? Wasting time. Wasting time. Can you imagine that? They've lived 80, 90 years. The biggest regret, and when I'm talking about statistics, I'm talking over 90% of people that are about to die, they regret wasting time. So, is that a kick?
Yeah.
You want to give you a kick? There you go. Okay, sisters and brothers, I got like 5-10 minutes. And I'm going to end with a story. And if this doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. There was a pride of lions on the plains of the Serengeti in East Africa. And these lions were grazing. There was a small cub. They're just chilling, relaxing. Picture it in your mind, this small cub in the middle of this pride of lions. And then all of a sudden, bang, 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 bang. Hunters, poachers came and were shooting all the adult lions. These are lions. They can't fight back. One after another, these lions died. This cub got scared and was shaking, ran away and hid in a bush, shivering, watching his whole family dying. The poachers took the lions, they maimed them, took their manes, they took their skin, their teeth, whatever these people do, these poachers, these nasty individuals, these shaitan. Meanwhile, the cub's shivering, hasn't been seen by the poachers. 1 day goes by, 2 days goes by, a week goes by, 10 days goes by. This cub is still shivering and shaking. He can see movement on the horizon and he's scared it's the poachers. But he's looking in the distance. He sees this flock of sheep that are coming to graze at the grass. And he's inquisitive, looking at these sheep. Still scared to come out from the trauma that he faced. But he's hungry and he's thirsty and he's still shivering. One of the sheep go over to the bush to start to eat from the leaves and see some shaking and opens the bush and sees the cub. He says, "Hey, what are you doing in this bush?" He said, "I'm hiding. They've killed all my family. I have nothing. I haven't eaten." He says, "Don't worry. Come with me. I'll look after you." What a nice sheep. Brings the cub out. Now let's fast forward, because Mohsin might throw something at me. Years go by. This cub is being raised by the sheep. It eats what they eat. It drinks what they drink. It goes all the way around, grazing with these sheep. Starts to act like them. Starts to be like them. Starts to think like them. One fine day, they end up back in the same area. This cub is now a teenager, a little bit older. They end up in the same pasture of the Serengeti. The sheep start eating, and then all of a sudden, what happens? A pack of lions come out and eat all the sheep. Whew! What does the teenage cub do? Hides in the same bush. Habitual behavior. Goes back to his safe place, even though it's been years. Hides and shivers. But one lion sees him and goes over. Opens the bush like, "What are you doing, my youth? What's wrong with you? Yo, where are you hiding from?" He's like, "You've just killed my family. You've just eaten everybody." He's like, "Your family? They're sheep. You're a lion." "No, I'm not. I'm a sheep. I've just been raised by them. I live like them." So this lion grabs the teenage cub by its neck and drags it out. Can you imagine this scene? Pulls it over to this puddle, grabs its head down by the puddle, pulls it into the puddle and says, "Look, you're a lion, you're not a sheep. You're a lion, not a sheep. You're the lion of Haydar, of Ali, of Fatima, of Zainab. You're the lion of Ahlalbait alayhim salam. You are the lions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi. Why are you spending your life living like sheep, following external things, watching social media, looking at things to mislead you? You are sheep in your actions. You need to be lions in your heart." Salawatu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.